So BNN not only gives you access to phenomenal deals like these, deals that until now only the billion-dollar hedge funds even knew existed, but we also provide you with all the detailed information you or your client would ever want to know about this property in our due diligence packages. Our due diligence packages are very professional and detailed, sometimes takes weeks to produce. These packages will make you look like a seasoned expert to your client. Now, most packages include property profiles, appraisals, oftentimes multiple appraisals, title, note, deeds of trust, personal guarantees, plots, all the applicable loan documents, rent rolls, operating statements, financial statements, profit and loss, cash flow statements. Some have environmental studies in them, property condition reports, etc. For example, the Davenport, Florida condos due diligence package is 731 pages. So weeks of work at your fingertips for $30. That's how much our due diligence packages are. They're $30 a piece. Here's another deal that's available on BNN. This property is located in Flint, Michigan. It's 248 units spread over 12 buildings. Purchase price on the property is $500,000. That's $2,016 per unit. Absolutely incredible. I wouldn't even have to go see the deal to buy something that was only $2,016 per unit. So let's go over the property information on this deal. As I mentioned, it was 248 units, 12 buildings. The current occupancy rate for this property is 40%, and that's as of October of 2010. So that's pretty low, an occupancy rate of 40%. Flint, Michigan's economy is heavily influenced by the automobile industry. We all know the automobile industry is not doing very well right now. But after crunching the numbers with only $500,000 loan amount for your debt service, this property could fall to a 20% occupancy before its cash flow would fall into the red. The rents for the property range from $385 to $485 a month. The net operating income as of October of 2010 was $60,000. And the property's taxes yearly are $75,000. Now let's review the loan information. Property type is a multifamily. The original loan amount to the current owner is $4.48 million. The current balance outstanding on the loan is also $4.48 million. So the monthly payments required from the borrower were initially interest-only payments. That's why there's no reduction in the principal amount outstanding. The loan purpose was for acquisition. The lender lent the borrower the money to purchase the property in 2005. February 10th, 2005 is when it closed. The maturity date for the loan is March 1st, 2015. Interest rate in the loan is a fixed 5.23%, and the loan's current status is in default. Well, of course it is. You can't support a debt service of $4.48 million with a 40% occupancy rate. The recourse on this loan is limited. So that means the note holder cannot go after the borrower for the full balance due. There is a limit on the guarantor. All units are rentable except for 25. So there are 25 units that are in a condition that they are not able to be rented. There are 53 units that need minor repairs, meaning they're rentable, but they need painted, cleaned, etc. So basically this is a fantastic income potential with this particular property because the debt service can be so low, $500,000. With such a low debt service, the new owner could raise his occupancy level dramatically by using guerrilla tactics. He could drop his first 3 to 6 months rent for a new tenant significantly below his competition, raise his occupancy rent by doing this, and then after that initial period of low rent, raise the rents back up to his competition's level. The tenant obviously isn't going to go anywhere when they raise the rents back up because there's no benefit for it. The rent's the same as his competition, so why go through the hassle to move? So fantastic opportunity. In my opinion, these are the property types I just love. Okay, here's another property to show you the kind of deals you're going to find on Banknote Network. This property is in Birmingham, Alabama. It's known as Crestwood Crossings. It's an $11 million non-performing note sale. The complex has 270 units, and it closed in December of 2010. Okay, let's go over the broad strokes of the property summary. The property was originally built in 1980. It was completely remodeled between 2008 and 2010. The current owner spent $2.87 million remodeling this complex. Very extensive remodel. In fact, all but 53 of the units are brand new. Brand new rebuilt between 2008 and 2010. 53 of the 270 units are offline. So they haven't been remodeled. They're currently unrentable. The property currently has 92% occupancy of the online units. And the average rent is $634 a month. Here are some additional pictures of this property. In July of 2010, the property was reappraised by the current note holder. The appraisal came in at $8.3 million. The net operating income as of July 31st, 2010 for this property was just under $300,000. So here's the loan summary for this property. There's an $11 million unpaid balance, UPB, unpaid balance against the property. That's how much the note is. The borrower hasn't missed one single payment, yet the property is in default. The current note holder did a capital demand of $2.7 million to the current owner. It was written right into his note, well within the note holder's right to call for that capital. So the borrower couldn't come up with the money, and that's why it's in default. Default due to the $2.7 million demand being unpaid. So you have a property that is performing well, 92% occupancy, brand newly remodeled. Borrower's never missed a single payment on an $11 million note. So what did this property sell for? Purchase price was $4.5 million. That's about 40% of the unpaid balance. Now let's use this property to discuss the exit strategies that are available. Because this property is a perfect example of how to make great money with an exit strategy that is only available on a note purchase. So let's talk about the traditional exit strategies first. First, you're going to gain control of the asset. On a traditional purchase transaction, that happens when you close on the purchase at the title company or attorney. With a note sale, it comes when you foreclose on the property. And in Alabama, that is a 90-day foreclosure process. Next, You perform the typical short or long-term workout as desired, depending on your investment strategy. You can flip the property, finance out your initial capital investments, and hold the property long-term, etc. These strategies I'm sure you're familiar with, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them, but rather spend the time on the exit strategies that are available on a note. Now let's talk about the additional exit strategies available when you purchase a note. Structure a payout plan with the existing owner. The new note owner of the Alabama property is currently finalizing the details using this exit strategy. This is a short-term exit strategy. So first, the new note holder proposed to reduce the unpaid balance from $11 million to $6.2 million. That is 75% of the newly appraised value of $8.3 million. This reduction will enable the current owner to secure a new loan to pay off the new existing loan of $6.2 million. Then the new note holder proposed a promissory note in second lien position for $3 million that was personally guaranteed by the current owner. This offer represents a $1.8 million reduction in principal balance due from the current owner. So let's put ourselves in these guys' shoes to see if this proposal is a win-win for both parties. So we have the current owner just had $1.8 million given to him in the form of a principal reduction on his property. That principal reduction represents a $10,791 reduction in his monthly payment. $10,000 a month straight to his bottom line. He also is no longer in foreclosure or in risk of losing his property entirely. So, John, what do you think? You think that's a win-win? John says, heck yeah, where does he sign? Let's look at the other note holder. The new note holder just received an immediate profit of $1.7 million. That's a $6.2 million loan payoff minus the $4 million purchase price he paid for the note. He also receives a long-term profit on the $3 million note. If he amortizes that over a 30-year mortgage, that's $17,986 for 30 years. And he also no longer has any capital at risk because he's received it all back from that loan payoff. So again, a fantastic exit strategy for both parties. No reason that the current owner wouldn't accept such a proposal. So many of our members have said, that sounds great, Ray, but it doesn't make any sense. Why didn't the original bank just do that? And that is a great question. Why didn't the original bank do that? Is it A, all bankers are like politicians and have no common sense? B, the bank was desperate for a capital injection and didn't want to carry any amount long term? Or is it C, the bank used the FDIC stop-loss agreement and actually made money? The correct answer is C, followed closely by A.